Hey guys, Off the Bottom is back with another video review, but not just a review, a re-review of my Transformers movie Voyager class Ironhide. But anyhow, Ironhide comes to us in the Transformers 2007 live-action movie. He is the weapons specialist of Optimus Prime's bunch, and he is a bit gung-ho and likes damaging people, it seems. He's very quick to trigger, likes to bark off the fact that he wants to kill things, especially little chihuahuas. But he's a really nice figure. He originally wasn't going to be in it. He was originally supposed to be RC. RC was going to be in the film, but due to overwhelming response, apparently, they decided to change it from being RC to Ironhide. And that was a much better decision, in my opinion. He's a much better character than RC is. Especially when you're going to do a movie about Transformers, you need to have Ironhide in there, just because Ironhide was a staple in the original series, the original G1 series. We don't get to learn much about this character, although he is one of the oldest Autobots, and very much the best friend of Optimus Prime. So, overall, that's pretty much it for his character development in the movie itself. In terms of the vehicle, as you can see, he is a GMC something. I have no idea what kind of GMC truck he is. But as you can see, he's got the GMC logo here right on the front. Right on here, which you're not going to be able to see because my camera is still not that good. Maybe I can... Right in there, it does say Road Armor, as well as on the bottom part, right there, it says Road Armor. Now, there is a reissue of this guy coming out, the premium version, which is going to make him look more movie accurate. Now, you have the silver here in the front, also the orange, what do you call those, turn signals, blue running lights here across the top, on the side, 4x4 is what it says, and that is on both sides of the vehicle. On the back, kinda, again, hard to see, but right there is an Autobot symbol. Pretty nice. Translucent clear windows on the sides and on the front, but not, and the back is painted. And then you got the tail lights highlighted in the silver. Plastic wheels, rolls fairly well, as you can see. I could do stop motion. Look, there's me doing stop motion. Now I watched my original video that I did for this, just to kind of get an idea of what I talked about, and I'm going to talk about this again. The smokestacks, as you can see, are black and short. They need to be taller. In the movie, they were taller, and I don't think they really even addressed the height of this in the new premium line. They're going to be silver, but I don't think they're correcting it enough. Not enough for me to bother getting it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this guy. Some of the premium ones I might switch out my original versions for, but I highly doubt it. But overall, this is a really nice figure. If you guys don't have him already, or if you do have him, you know how good he is. He was my first out of all of the movie lines, so I'm a whole lot more sentimental for this guy. It's just because he's my favorite. I mean, I really liked Ironhide from the original G1 series. I wish they would come out with a classics version of Ironhide that looks so much better than the original G1 figure. But and you can see his primary color is this black, and he's really kind of a heavy guy. Higher tires, and then the bluish, silverish gas tanks. which will become his weapons in his robot mode. Overall, and one thing that I realized that I kind of stopped doing is I stopped the, not because I got so much light here, the light keeps like adjusting. See if I can try to get this a little bit better. I used to give the actual rating for what I thought the Transformer, how good he was. So the rating that I'm gonna reaffirm in this is a 9.5. He doesn't get a full 10 because of the black smokestacks and the shortened smokestacks. But overall, really nice figure. I'm not justified in going out and picking up the premium one, mostly because I don't see much of a difference. Maybe if I actually see it in person instead of the pictures, I'll actually consider it. But what I like to do, just to make it easy, these gas tanks on the side that are just held in by pegs and holes, go ahead and remove those off to the side, just to make it a little bit easier. Then come up to the back. On the side panels, right where the 4x4 sign is, go ahead and loosen that, and that will just kind of go off to the side. Do that on both sides. So now you have it like so. Then what I go ahead and do is put my fingers right up underneath the back door section and just kind of tug it to loosen it up. When you get that tugged up, what you can do is come around to the front, grab hold of the front bumper, and this is a bit of a pain, but go ahead and grab hold of that and fold that down. That will release the front section, just like so. Take these side doors, go ahead and fold those under. Do that on both sides of the vehicle, just like so. Then this back section here, which has the shortened smokestacks, go ahead and just wiggle that loose, flip that forward, and then take this piece, separate it, fold it like so, so it's up, and then just lay that flat down. That's what I do anyhow. Then take the back bed section and separate it, just like so. Then come around here to where the arms are, and if you're looking closely, right there is a peg that's attached to the waist section, and then this whole gizmo here is his arms, and you can see where it pegs in. So go ahead and pull that out. When you get that loosened, you'll just bend it at the elbows and just spread those apart, putting the wheels where they're like this on the side, going horizontally. When you have it like that, you can then bring forward, fold up this upper torso section, and then completely fold up the arms. And now, grabbing hold of the top section, this is a little bit tricky even still on here to see, you need to rotate this section. Make sure this back piece here, make sure that's folded down. You're going to grab hold of the arms and just rotate. It's still really stiff on my guy, which is good. Okay, now we're going to come down to the legs, and this is where the automorph for this robot comes in. When we grab hold of this lever, the tire is going to swing back, and this front panel is going to swing over to the side. So I'll show you the front panel here, or well, I'll show you the tire from this side. So you extend it, and the tire rotates back. And now I'll show you the front section here. You can see here's the front. Get a good grip on there. and that panel opens, exposing his legs. Now you have his legs pretty much done. In his upper waist, I'm going to move the camera up. In his upper waist, you got this compartment. You need to bring that down and push that hard into place until that locks in securely. This front chest piece, push that all the way down, and there's a little flap underneath. Go ahead and grab hold of that and fold that forward, just like so. Come up to the middle here, there's his head, just reach in there, grab it, pull it up, take his arms now, kind of rotate those all the way around, get in position where the elbows are obviously facing the front, and then just make sure that when you look inside here, inside, it's hard to see. I don't even know if I'll be able to actually show you. Inside you have little pegs on the side of his head that match up with the wheels. Make sure you push that into the holes themselves. Now you notice that this section is still loose. Just go ahead and push him down and kind of click it into space, or into his place. Alright. At this point, take this guy, push this up, bringing forward his chest, and there you guys have Ironhide in his robot mode. Gorgeous figure. My favorite of the movies, probably, just because I think he's the coolest figure himself. Now, in terms of weapons, these are his weapons. They clip on the side of his arms. Now, if you become advanced with your transforming abilities, you can leave these guys in his arm when you transform him. I like taking it off just because it's a little bit easier. Now, some people take this front section and push it down and push it all the way down like so. I don't like doing that because, number one, that's not how he looked in the movie. He had his sections bent. The front hood sections were bent on this guy, so I like keeping them like that. Now, in terms of, I'm going to try to get a little bit better lighting here. He's a dark figure, so he's kind of tough. But, so there's his weapons that clip back on his arms. They also form a super cannon. If you take them, they have missiles right inside here. If you take and lift this little lever, put them together, and push this lever down, lock it into place, you now have a super cannon, which, with these little doodads here in the back, kind of limp dick. I mean, look at the fire range on this. Here it is. I mean, that's about it. The limp dick missiles is what I like to call them. They don't really do too much. They're not very good. They just kind of lock into place and you just kind of force them where they want to go. But this I personally think is kind of gay. Probably shouldn't say gay, that might offend some people. But he didn't have a super arm cannon in the movie. You know, I mean, that's Megatron-ish, so I really don't care for that too terribly much. But overall, real nice figure. I'm going to take these off and I'm going to show you some of the articulation. His head, he does have a very little bit of light piping, and when I say very little bit, I mean you almost can't tell that you got it. I mean, it's pretty bad light piping. But his head will rotate a full 360 degrees. Just knocked his back piece off, so I'm going to put that right back. Just get that right there. His arms will also rotate, but because of these shoulder pieces, it's a little bit tricky, but they do rotate. But he's also got a swivel on his arm that allows for that. Bend, and his hands completely rotate. Really nice. No articulation in his waist, unfortunately. He does have the running man motion. They also move in and out of the body. They also rotate and bend at the knee. A little, not really much posability in the feet, hardly any, but enough. He is a gorgeous figure. I cannot compliment this sumbitch enough. I enjoy him. Like I said, he was my first of the movie line, and he is my favorite, probably, of the movie line. And that's just because he's really cool. He's kind of hard to see, though. Try to get a close-up of his face, and it's not going to work. But overall, not too terribly bad of a figure. As I said, I do highly recommend this guy. He kind of looks like a black blob right now, though, because it's really hard to see. But the color scheme roughly stays the same. I do really like how when you open it up inside here, it's got all these angular plates, which looks very alien and very nice to look at. Let me think. Is that it? I think that's it, boys and girls. What I go ahead and do first is, again, take these guns off. Take them completely off, put them off to the side, just like so. Now, get them kind of stationed where you're like this. Take the arms up in the waist here. Just kind of stick his arms out like that. Bend the arms down. So now you have the wheels kind of here again, and his arms straight down. Take this chest piece, fold that down, fold this section back in. Take his head, push his head straight down into the vehicle. Go ahead and now kind of move the arms up a little bit again so they're out like that, and rotate the grabbing hold of the arms, rotate around. It should go around freely providing you moved everything down. Keep this chest piece that was up, keep that pushed down. It will help out a lot. Now, bring the arms down again so you have them with the wheels up like so. Just like that. I'm going to come around here and do the legs to get those done. Automorph the legs closed by taking the feet and pushing them together. Sometimes they stick a little bit, but when you push them both in, everything should automorph closed. This panel should come back. The wheel should go back to the side. So showing that you that again from the side angle. And there's the wheel. Just kind of make everything line up like that. Bring the legs together. Obviously you got some pegs here. Push them like so. Keep these side panels, keep those out right now. You don't want to put them back in. Then what you need to do is push this chest piece, push that up, and pull forward right in the waist. You're going to release this section. It was up like this. So you got that little gray piece. It's attached right now. So you need to pull it to loosen it. When you do that, you'll notice that on the chest piece there are two little vented slots. And there on the front of his pelvis area are two tabs. Those tabs you need to line up with the slots there. See how that worked? Right inside there. When you do that, keep those like that and rotate his legs down. Hopefully that, so now you have them like this. His waist area is bent. So hopefully you guys can see this. I'm really trying to do this so Sean can get him, because Mr. Sean Long is having a hard time transforming him back. You have the slots back up inside the chest piece. The waist is now diagonal and his legs are straight. Okay, just like so. Now, this top piece, this big giant gizmo, you got to be kind of careful with it because it's loose and it will pop off. Get the windshield, just kind of fold that down so that the windshield is going to be flush. well, not really flush, but the way a windshield should be, kind of bent. And lift this piece up, fold this down. There are little holes on the top of the roof that form into the back right here. And then all you have to do is kind of push that down and line that up like so. It will line up nicely. Now if you lift this up, you're starting to see how he's coming back together. You got his windshield slightly bent, looking like a truck, the roof, this back section. These pieces right here, you can now tuck those in and they will clip in. Showing you here, there are 2 holes, boom and boom, and there are 2 pegs here. That's where those pegs and holes will go. Now with the arms, these are a little tricky. Go ahead and fold the arms all the way in. What you want to do, keep the arms, go ahead and bend the arms all the way straight out, the way that they will bend. Bring those all the way in. Now bring the wheels all the way in so that they are now in the correct positioning. What you need to do is rotate the arms till the elbows are bent down. So they will, the elbows will be like this. You'll have the inside of the elbow facing the bottom of the car. Then there are holes and pegs here. Just bring those together. Push those like so. Then fold these arms up. And right in here, again, you'll see where the slots are. On the, maybe you won't. Right there are the slots. And these little tabs. You gotta bring it in and clip it together. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right in there. If you have any questions, ask me. At this point in time, the bumper, go ahead and push the bumper up. Extend the, bring the camera down. Extend these side doors all the way out and on both sides. Then just bring it down. These little pegs right here are going to fit into 2 holes in the front of the bumper. So once you get those in, just kind of force them in just a little bit, and then come along to the side and clip the side doors in nice and tight. And there you have him back in truck mode. You got these little guys that go right underneath. If you did it right, you'll have the pegs sticking outward on the vehicle, and you'll be able to peg these right back in. And there you guys have Ironhide. Definitely pick this guy up if you haven't got him already. He's been out for some time. If you don't have this one, look to the premium one that's coming out. It's really cool. So this is Off the Bottom. Saying thanks for tuning in, and I will see you.